one of the practice answers that I've given is like, oh, I can't finish things. And then obviously I didn't get the job, and they were just like,
I didn't get the job. Okay.
You're gonna hold your mic?
I forgot the mic.
Okay, great.
Does my hair look fine?
Oh, I think we have this. We did the same thing. I just put it up.
Oh, your hairline's never in the middle.
It's never. No,
yeah.
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah, I was getting kind of scared because I felt like my gap. What is it? My gap.
The part in your hair. Just part the Red Sea. The gap.
Oh no, I don't want it to be a gap. I'm afraid of a gap forming, so I moved it over this way.
Oh, you've been changing your hair.
Just like when I'm home, yeah, so that I could give the middle a little break. But this light is so bright. My eyes are really sensitive. It's like hard to open them.
Oh, are you swollen? What'd you eat last night?
Am I swollen? What did I eat last night? I had PKG.
What's that?
Panini Kebab Grill. I think it's my favorite restaurant.
It's so... Wait, have you been to Rafi's?
No.
Rafi's place in Glendale?
Okay, no, but for the price... And their plates don't come with a salad, right?
You have to buy like all the sides.
You see, exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
PKG, you get a plate, you get the double skewer, beef kubade.
Yeah,
right?
the kubade is the best.
It's really long too. It's like...
How long is it, Julie? How long is it?
You get 2 pieces of those. These. And you get a salad and the bulgur wheat pilaf. Ooh. So tasty, and they give you the tzatziki sauce, but because of inflation and all that, they don't have any more hot sauces.
What?
Yeah, they just don't carry hot sauce anymore, and they charge you additional $1.99 for extra tzatziki sauce. And I'm a sauce girl, so like I have to have one thing of tzatziki per skewer. And if you get a salad with olives and you ask for extra olives, they'll charge you extra for olives.
Are you serious?
So I've learned to not have an olive for every bite of salad that I have. You have to go.
You have to
one
ration.
Olive, yeah, 1 olive, no olive. 1 olive, no olive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's why you feel swollen. Cause
yeah. That's what we were talking about. I was like, why are we talking about?
No. Actually, something that I've been doing is like I've been trying to do more of like the face yoga stuff, and like I will do it across my eyelids, like very. I'm not very gentle with it, and so I'm not puffy because I also woke up puffy this morning because we went to the crab jeep.
You go there kind of often,
dude. My in Redondo Beach. It's at the end of the pier. It's the Korean one. So good, literally so good.
What's your favorite part about eating crab?
The butter.
Like, there's only what?
It's definitely the butter, dude.
But like, no, there's only one answer, and I can't like give it away. Like, if I give you a hint on what the answer is, then you would know. But if you're Korean, you definitely eat the crab like this.
Oh, where you like scoop out all the insides, and then you mix it with the rice, and then the gochujang and the chamgiram.
Gochujang?
Yeah.
In there? They give you gochujang on the side?
Yeah.
I've never put gochujang in there, but yes, with chamgiram. And then some sesame seeds with the rice, with all the guts. So good.
You have to like dig under there, Like you have to get all of.
It's like the same color as Hannah's jacket, literally.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I just eat it alone, I actually get a little disgusted. I'm like, it's like tasty, but I'm like.
That's so funny. I know what you mean though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just like the thought, like, so having it with the rice kind of, brings it down a bit.
I agree.
But did I ever tell you about the time that I was like putting on my skincare in front of my boyfriend's parents, and they were like, you really like slap your face really hard. I think we were all like sitting on the couch or something, and I was like putting it on, but I guess it was like shaking the sofa. So they were like, oh, you should like maybe not do. Maybe you should not do it so like tough on your skin. I was like, oh, funny you mentioned, because freshman year my roommate thought like I was going crazy, and she was like, why are you slapping your face, when I was just applying like.
Really?
But I feel like it's a part of the de-swelling.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Also, like, Julie, you have the best skin, so like I'm gonna slap my face a little harder.
No, I feel like it's gotten to like what elasticity in there.
Oh, wait, Julie! I think you're getting old.
I think I am. I think I am.
Genuinely, I've started to notice.
I'm getting red.
Like,
I'm getting hot. Okay, put your hand in there. Put your hand in there.
Ew! Dude, the collar of your hoodie is like a little moist.
It's not. It's not.
It's a little moist.
It's not. Wait, but you've noticed what?
The elasticity of my skin.
Yeah.
It literally started shooting down once I turned 25.
But I think also because like you and I are both working out so consistently.
Okay.
My mom thinks it's because of my workout. But this week, we're actually talking about working out and boxing. I think I've shared that I went from like unlimited.
Wait, before we do that, welcome back to another episode of BULGOGI. What's going on? I was gonna do a bridge. Guys,
wait, is it this way? I can't remember. Is this way? Again. Welcome back to another episode of bulgogipod. Oh gosh, that's funny. Were you thinking about that the entire time I was talking?
Not the entire time. No. I just
because like last week I was thinking about it the entire time you were talking. Like, okay, when are we gonna say it? Okay.
But speaking about boxing and working out.
Yes, I was at an 8 time a month because I just couldn't drive out there every single day.
Right.
But I bumped it up to unlimited, and 2 things happened to me this week where I'm trying to not impulsively shop as much, because what will happen now is like I'll buy it, I'll get it, I don't really like it, and now it's so inefficient to have to go and return it, right? So anyways, I'm trying to not impulsively shop, but I own maybe like 5 to 6 wraps.
Okay.
I only like getting it at my boxing studio because I have tried wraps from other places, and I just like the material that like of the
manufacturer,
like the buyer, like the place they buy it from. I like that company. I like their
supplier.
I think it's supplier. I like their supplier. I like the material, like, and so I have like 5 to 6, but I don't own any pink ones because what'll happen is they display just like a couple designs, and if there's one I like I'll just like buy that. Remember when my mom was like, oh, you need to wash these more, and I was like, I don't have enough, and so she was like, just buy more. So then I bought a couple with her card. Well, so then I saw a pink one, and the manager was like, oh, we have another pink one too, and I was like, oh, you have another pink one? So I couldn't choose between the two, and I bought both the pink ones.
Yes,
right?
of course.
It's like a neon pink one and then like a hot pink camo one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say neon pink and hot pink. I was like, oh,
yeah,
are those different?
Oh.
Those are different. Those are very different.
Yeah, they are different.
You're right.
But then, so I was like so happy, and I would never return those. But it was like, oh, maybe this wasn't the time to get them, because literally the next day I got 2 more. Because, okay, long story short, you guys, Hannah, you joined me for my 100th class. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do.
And they had to reboot the system during COVID.
Oh, no.
So all my class count went away.
No.
Right? So you get wraps on your 50th class. You get like a hoodie on your 100th class. And so because it rebooted, I was at like 64 classes. And I was like, oh, can I get the 50 class wraps? So then I got those wraps. And because I signed up for unlimited again, they gave me the unlimited wraps. So I got 4 wraps this week, you guys.
That is so many.
It is so many. So I won't have to like wash my wraps for a long time.
Okay, great.
For a long time. Yep. And then I also had to buy an X small sports bra. I thought I was gonna freaking die. I forgot to bring a sports bra with me.
That's the worst, dude. When you forget a sports bra or socks. Like, it's just like such a small thing. Like, you remember everything else.
Like shoes?
Right?
I actually keep a lot of pairs of shoes in my trunk.
Car,
we were LA people. Like, I don't know. I feel like everyone kind of keeps a closet in their trunk.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I have like different types of shoes in the trunk. I feel like I always kind of have a pair of sweats on me too, and that day I was wearing sweats. So if I'd forgotten my my sweats or my leggings, I would have been fine wearing sweatpants.
Right, it's not ideal, but like it'll do.
But I wasn't even wearing a bra, and I was wearing like not a t-shirt, but like a crop deep V-neck, just like as an undershirt, because I was wearing a crew neck. And if I was wearing any other sweater, I would have, but I was wearing one of my Aritzia like sweater, so I didn't want to wear that out. So I just bought a sports bra that is a couple sizes way too small,
because they didn't have any other sports bras.
They only had 3X smalls.
Bro, cool. Well,
that was my week.
I've been spending money as well. but it's for other people, so like it's fine, right?
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys want to look up some like cool brands, I feel like I've realized that I just like love niche brands, supporting small businesses.
Yeah. How do you find them?
Dude, it's random. Like I'll either see them on Twitter or Instagram, or like I follow a bunch of like photographers and like designers and models, and so they'll like, you know, design or model or photograph them. And so specifically this one, I know this girl named Ashley Sarin, and she modeled for Anoni. So it's ANONIE, and they have this snake top that is so freaking cool. Here, I'll show you, Julie. And so I got this for Kara for her birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like the collar. The collar is like metal. It's like a snake, and it's like a little halter crop top.
How do you like undo it and put it on?
Oh,
it's like metal.
Oh, you literally just it's like malleable almost. Like it's very flexible. Like you just like move it.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's so cool.
This is such and just the print and the texture
on
the what the heck?
Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just buy it. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. And then also, in addition to Kara's birthday present, her grad is coming up too.
Yes.
And so I got her sunglasses from A Better Feeling.
A Better Feeling.
So I don't know if you guys have seen them, but they're really popular for like their like silver futuristic looking sunglasses. But then I got the ones where basically it's like a 2-in-1, and so like you can peel off one layer and then like and then like a second layer is there.
Oh my god, that one's so cute.
Yeah, so these are the Arctus, ARCTUS.
That is so cute.
Yeah, so yeah, if you guys want to do some shopping, both of them are a bit pricey, like to be honest. Like these are special occasions, like my sister is graduating college, and then I feel a little bad for her because it's like she went through half of her college career, you know,
so sad,
in COVID. So yeah, I've just been doing
some
shopping.
Yeah, that's it's always a good time.
Yeah.
I think wait, you know how yesterday I was I was really stressed because I had 8 meetings.
Oh yeah.
So I was texting my boyfriend, and you know what he said? Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, I had 8 meetings today. LOL, I think I may pass out. He goes, okay, yeah, we'll recharge with the way you do best. Haha. Shopping. All caps. Shopping. I don't know what he was gonna send, you know, but he was like shopping. I was like, oh, he knows me too well. He knows me too well. And it's so funny because he asked me, he was like, what do you think is like the equivalent to me? Like, I mean, like to him. For the joy of the amount of joy that shopping brings you.
Oh, interesting.
And I was trying to think of something, and I don't know what to compare it to. Like to your typical guy, like the amount of happiness that shopping brings me.
I feel like it's for like those diehard, let's say Lakers fans. When like
when there's a game,
when they like when
there's a game, it's like a sale or something.
I was gonna say like when they go to the championship and like win the championship. Like I think it's bigger than that. Like I think your joy for shopping is quite great. Like it's quite.
It is. I saw something yesterday and I didn't buy it, and I've been thinking about it all day today. It's this Nest fragrance.
Okay, which
one?
I think
it was like rose and Himalayan salt, but it was like the perfect pink. Like the color and the packaging was pretty.
Wait, I think I may have that one.
It was great. What did I just say? Rose and Himalayan? Yeah, I think it's rose and Himalayan. It was just such a good, not so overpowering, great scent. But anyways,
cute. But yeah,
that was our week. I feel like there's one more thing to mention. I guess this week was kind of like a good week. We had our friend-iversary, our ex-iversary. It was so great. I think it was so funny that we were about to order another pasta because we weren't sure if the fourth one was going to come out. But yeah, I went to Uovo for the first time.
It's UOVO.
Yeah, Uovo.
Yeah.
Uovo.
Oh yeah, and then we met Gia there.
Yes, Gia. Yes, thank you for. So I was thinking also, wasn't that the first time somebody approached us when we were together?
No, that's the second time.
Oh, who approached us?
The first time was at Hanshik when we ate with Diane. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't remember her name, but I remember she drove. I remember what car she drove.
You creep.
Yeah, no, remember. I just remember them leaving. But,
yeah.
Well, it's funny, and I hope Gia listens to this. I thought it was kind of funny. So I did catch I did catch her like kind of looking over like a couple times, right? But people do that when you're trying to see what they're eating, right? Like, oh, like I want to order that. Like, what's that? And I think we were eating our tiramisu.
Oh.
So I thought that's why she was looking over. Like, and then Marla was saying that seat is so cute and it's a little like elevated, so you can kind of like really you just kind of like look down and see it. Yeah. And I was sitting like facing her, right?
Right.
So I could just kind of see that somebody kept kind of like turning their head.
I thought she was looking at the waiter. Like she like wanted the waiter.
I thought she was looking at her tiramisu.
Wait, that's so funny because I definitely do that at restaurants where I'll just like completely 180 like stare at what other people are eating, and I'm like, should I get that? That looks good.
But I like it when people ask me. Right? It's kind of like, oh yeah, I ordered this and it's like really tasty. You know, and they're like, what is that? That looks so great. I love it when people ask me.
Oh, okay. Because I usually go like the other way of being like to the waiter. What is that table eating? Oh. And then the waiter has to like look and be like,
that one,
that one, or that one, and I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how many years we've been friends because it's IX is the amount of girls that we have, 9, and so we decided to do it on 5-4 because the 5 plus 4 equals 9, but then only 4 of us made it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, how many years? If we had to approximate, did we do this 2014?
We did. Okay, so the last person that joined was 2014.
Yeah.
So 8 years. But I have a photo with Michelle.
Okay.
Since preschool.
Jesus.
And you know, I knew you since 4th grade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, when I was like doing the count of it and like, dude, I was talking to my mom yesterday actually, and I was like, I don't know how any of us are going to choose our bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Because there are 8 girls, and then think about the other friends that we have outside of us. And so I'm saying it right here. If whoever in our group listens to our podcast, we didn't have a big discussion.
I think only one person listens to our podcast.
Julia?
Yeah.
Love you, Julia. But we need to have a big meeting, a big discussion.
That's what
of like, there's too many of us. There are simply too many of us. And so feelings are going to get hurt, you know? And then my mom, I was like, how did you do it? And she was like, honestly, when somebody like was pregnant or had kids, I ruled them out. And I was like, what? Even if they were like some of your close, she was like, yeah, I had too many. I just ruled them out. And I was like, what the heck?
And none of them ever came back to her like
what the heck?
Asking?
Or I mean, we didn't get that like far detailed, but like you also have to consider that depending on your husband and how many friends he has.
Yeah.
Like my mom couldn't have one of her sisters be a bridesmaid. What is that so effing sad?
You should ask that aunt about it. Wait, what the heck? That's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, she
has 3 sisters.
She has 2 sisters, and so
only one of the sisters.
and then like my mom was also saying that sister was the maid of honor because my mom just simply couldn't choose out of her friends who she was closest to, so it was just a default.
So how did she like pick which sister was gonna be the...
Dude, I don't know. I didn't even ask her.
You need to ask at the next family gathering.
Okay.
You need to ask. You need to ask. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have a discussion about that when the time comes.
Yeah. And I feel like we need to talk about it before anything happens, you know?
No, exactly.
So it needs to be this year.
Okay.
Yeah. When everybody actually can make it to dinner.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll have like a... Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully like people actually like show up. You know?
Yeah, because it's not like it's been 5-4 for 2-3 years.
Exactly.
No shade. But anyways.
Switching gears. We are talking about some job related stuff. I feel
we want to give you the inside scoop.
Yes.
Is what we want to do.
Okay, yeah. Because, okay, to be honest, as someone who goes through like has gone through a good number of job interviews, I never know what the other side is thinking. Yeah. And then we were talking on the phone, and then you were like, oh, this candidate was like really bad today. And I was like, oh my gosh, Julie, you interview people. You literally have the inside scoop. Like, you know what to look for. You know what's bad and what's good because, you know, you are in HR.
No, I'm not.
You're under the umbrella of HR.
No, I'm not.
Okay. What are you under then?
Recruiting.
Wait, they're different umbrellas?
They're so different.
You guys are under people.
Yes.
So as a recruiter, what is your job?
Oh, what is my job? In the context of interviewing people, I would really say, okay, to me, a good recruiter is there to help you. I think sometimes you can be, I don't know, sometimes you might be embarrassed to ask the actual interviewer things, but you should be like able to ask anything to the actual recruiter, right? And so I see it as the person liaising, not only liaising, but just like kind of holding the candidate's hand throughout the entire process.
I see.
Yeah. Your hands are really warm and mine are kind of sticky. But
because I didn't know that. I didn't know that you were just like allowed to ask questions to the recruiter.
Well, I'm so grateful for my current like boss and my mentor, because I've had so many times where interview processes were like 3 months long. Right?
Oh,
like
God.
A week of ghosting.
Yeah.
Or like, a response every other day or like once every 3 days.
Yeah.
But personally, my goal is to like not waste the hiring manager's time.
Yeah.
That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah. Like not waste anybody's time too, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like your time, the hiring manager's time, the candidate's time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, having gone through... Honestly, I was trying to do a count. I've probably gone through like 20 to 30 interviews. I don't know if that number is like too high.
No, I think that's good.
Right.
And also my boss, like, so him and somebody else were talking in front of me, and I wasn't eavesdropping. Like, he made eye contact with me. So we were all kind of in the conversation. But he was saying, because they were both managers, right? They were saying, oh yeah, like if the people they manage are actively interviewing, that shouldn't be something you should hide. And if you do choose to partake in that interview, like just for the sake of interviewing, like you're not really like interested in joining, but like you just take it for the sake of interviewing.
Right.
Like there's no issue with that, because you should always keep yourself fresh and in check with what like the new questions are, what the interview styles are, gravitating towards, and just, practicing your personal skills almost.
No, to be honest, I think out of those 20 to 30 interviews I've taken, probably 30% of them were practice. Like I purely just take it because I'm like, what is this gonna hurt? I don't even want this job. Let me just take it because it'll be good practice for me to do an interview. Because when do you get that opportunity,
Exactly.
And it's like I already spent my time putting in my resume. They spent their time like going ahead and like reaching out. And so let me just practice. Yeah. But with that being said, having gone through all those interviews, I feel like, by now, I would have picked up on a few things. And then also I want to hear from your perspective, because you got that insider.
I like that word.
Julie got that inside scoop on job interviews.
I do.
Yeah. And so...
But I feel like we all do. I just maybe have a different perspective.
Yeah. And so I guess like to start off, my number one favorite thing to do is to stalk people.
Yes.
No matter the situation.
Yeah.
I will find you on everything.
Yes.
And so why is this any different, right? And so how I like to view like job interviews and stuff is like, it's people first. I can always learn the hard skills. And so at the end of the day, what they're looking for is a good culture fit, a people match. And so I love going into the like recruiter or the interviewers Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and like making sure that they even like see that I viewed them, because I think that's good.
That's so funny you mentioned that, because I used to be shy about them getting that notification that so-and-so viewed your profile. I don't know what it was. I think I was just like a little embarrassed.
Right.
So I would always view them on incognito mode.
Right.
But being on the other side and seeing that these candidates, after I send confirmation or right before the interview, like seeing the notification that they saw my profile, it kind of makes me happy. They are curious almost.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't had too many candidates like this, but there definitely are times where like the actions don't match up to what they're saying.
Oh, what do you mean?
Or just like, the person would say like, oh yeah, I'm really interested in the job. But it's like that tone. Yeah, I'm really interested in the job.
Oh.
But I mean, not that you have to be viewing my profile, but you never know what you're going to find, right? Like, what if we went to the same high school?
Exactly.
What if we... And I feel like recruiters, I haven't spoken to anybody where I do have mutuals. But when I was trying to help out a friend's friend, we spoke a couple days ago, and I was like, oh yeah, how do you know this person? And they went to school together, and it's like their friend's friend. And I was like, that's my little sister's like really close friend.
Oh.
And so it's such a small world.
Yeah.
So what was I saying? I was just saying like, yeah, you never know what mutuals you have. What if you have the same alma mater, your like college alma mater?
What if you like box at the same place,
exactly,
like do an obscure sport together?
Exactly.
Like I think the key to these interactions is like finding common ground.
Exactly. Wait, somebody wrote something so funny on their resume a couple days ago, and I'm trying to remember, and I can't remember, but it was so funny. But yeah, stalking interviews, I don't think it ever hurts.
Yeah, because like it's just like stalking a date.
Yeah,
kind of.
And I think it's more common actually that recruiters send the LinkedIn profiles, or I don't know if you've ever like sent. Like, hey, you'll be speaking with the hiring manager, and I don't think it's uncommon for the interviewee to ask, oh, like, what's this person's name? Like, could you send me their LinkedIn handle? I'd like to, I like to know who I'm speaking with.
I've never done that in my life. That is good information. I didn't know that you were like allowed to ask.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it doesn't hurt. And I think it could prepare you in the sense where if you do go on their LinkedIn and you see that they have worked there for 2 years.
Right.
Right? You can ask questions like, so what kept you here for 2 years?
Right. Or like, how have you seen the company change in the last 2 years?
Or there have been times when I've seen profiles and I've seen them get promoted 3 times, like within the company. I'm like, wow, like looking at your LinkedIn and seeing the career trajectory that and the opportunities that this company provides you was really like encouraging for me and like made me more excited for the role because, I would want consistent growth at the next company that I'm at.
Right.
So I think just seeing seeing that is nice. And I don't know if it was you. I don't think it was you, but somebody was telling me like everyone loves talking about themselves. Everyone loves talking. I think it might have been
I think
you.
it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why not know a little bit about your recruiter to ask them about their experience?
Yeah.
Or if they did a drastic change, like, oh, like I spent some time on your LinkedIn and I saw you came from this industry. Like, why did you want to change into this industry? Right? Everyone loves talking about themselves. So why not go in with a little bit of that information?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, I think it's a good thing.
I kind of go hard. Like, I've never really looked up anyone's Venmo, but I'm not opposed to it.
You really, like in an interview?
Like, as in like a pre-interview, like see what
That's
they're spending.
Weird. That's weird.
No, just see what food they're spending money on.
That's weird.
And then it would be like, oh, how was your day? Oh, it was great. Like I had sushi at this one restaurant.
Like you didn't even have sushi, but you saw that they sent like sushi emojis.
Yeah,
so like,
sushi. A little white lie. Okay, guys, is it weird to look up your interviewers
Venmo? Yes, the answer is yes. Yes or yes. Yes, that's weird. That is weird.
I mean, we do it with like people we're dating, and we said this is kind of like dating, right?
But would you look at the Venmo history for someone you went on one date with? And hopefully you're not even on the Venmo app. You know what I mean? I hope you're not like requesting, or I hope he's not requesting. Like that's a red flag, So it's a little weird.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
But speaking about Instagram, should my profile be public on Instagram if I'm like going into a job interview or I'm like looking for a job in the job hunting process? Because I think for me, I've always been a little hesitant because I'm like, is this too much information to be like public on Instagram? Are they going to look me up even?
Yeah. Let me tell you, the internet is kind of scary, right? Like usually when you're applying, you have your education in there.
Right.
So there are so many ways to find people. So like, even when you're like on the dating apps, even like if you just have I can't even remember if Hinge, you write your last name in there.
You can. It's an option.
Okay, so you know how it says the occupation, maybe not the company, but the occupation?
Yeah.
Like you can easily find this Hinge person's like LinkedIn profile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So same thing. You can put in maybe like nicknames you think they might have and try to find them on Instagram.
Nicknames, that's crazy, yeah.
But I will say I am so proud. I'm like, what's the word?
You're so off the grid.
Yeah, I'm very, yeah. Well, officially now, it's been over a month since I haven't had Instagram, and sometimes I'll get like a random thought about a random person, and I'm just like, wow, it just amazes me that I feel like I would have known what they're up to if I was on Instagram all the time. But I was like, whoa, this is a random thought I'm having.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. Our friend Lauren at the friend anniversary was talking about how she feels like she's really kind of detached, but she's like appreciating the fact that she can be detached right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of in a similar boat too.
Oh, yay.
Where even though I deleted it, I'm going to be honest, I think I was checking maybe bulgogi's account like once a day, but now it's maybe like once every 4 days. Like I just saw the conversation and you tagged me and you're like, Julie, respond to this.
Oh yeah.
And the person we were chatting with was like, you literally tagged another Julie in our DM.
Because I went at Julie and I was like, oh.
Yeah, so I checked that this morning. But yeah, I just, even when I did have Instagram, you couldn't find me because I don't think my name was affiliated to the account.
Right. It was just bejulified.
It was really funny because my boss was trying to find me. Like we were in a one-on-one and he was like, I bet I could find you. And I was like, all right, bet. And he couldn't find me. Okay. So I'm really proud of that.
So lesson here is don't do bets with Julie.
Yeah.
I think that has been,
an ongoing.
Yeah.
The theme is you're going to lose. So
yeah.
So that number one. So I would say if you're really concerned about the content that's on your Instagram, maybe just be creative with your handle name.
No, and like don't have your full name on there.
Yeah.
I
think that's good. But also having your IG be public, I think is really role dependent.
Oh, okay.
And it's almost like dating, and to me it reminded me a lot of sorority recruitment, where it could almost make you more favorable.
Right.
If like in a sorority, right? Trust me, everybody is stalking everybody during rush time, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll even like, they'll see a profile first before rush and they're like, ooh, I like this girl's vibe. Like, let's try to get her type of thing.
Yeah.
So it could help you in multiple ways. But have you ever like gone on a guy's Instagram that you were going on a date with, or like had gone on dates with, and like the comments were kind of ick, or like you were concerned because there were so many like other girls commenting, or
you go through their following and they're following so many girls.
Exactly. So, or it could hurt you.
Oh.
But I would definitely say in the creative space, having your Instagram be public would be a huge plus.
Because I will say, like, me being in marketing, like, you know, it's a bit more creative. I purposefully keep my Instagram public because I feel like it's my resume, right? Because your resume can only say so much with just like words.
Yeah.
Also, like, to be honest, I hate a resume. Like, it's just so boring. Like, I want to talk to the person. I don't really, of course I'm going to like look at experience and whatnot. But like at the end of the day, I'm like, I want to talk to you. And then also a visual would help. And so Instagram is always there.
Well, that's why I feel like the resumes nowadays have changed a lot.
Oh.
And I almost feel like, okay, I'm not well versed with the more like super corporate-y side.
Right.
Because my resume has always been like colorful and my name in a thicker font with like an image.
Yeah.
But I think that is the trend that we're heading towards more and more.
Right.
Having grids, having graphs of like your skill sets, and having it be more not 3D, but like multi-sectioned, if that makes sense. Instead of that boring like name at the top, LinkedIn, email, phone number, all black and like black and white.
Right. I
think we're like changing, like the trend of the resumes are changing for the better.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know
so
that.
use Canva, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll do. And then next, I think one of the big things that, you know, people say that you should do is to like research the company. But like, I never know how to bring up that I researched the company without it seeming like so like packaged. Like, oh, I did a little bit of research on your company.
Yeah. Is it bad? I feel like one of my very first questions to the people I talk to is, so how much do you know about our company? But that's not to test them. It's so I know how much to talk about the company. Because if they already know, like, oh yeah, I've seen your CEO's interviews, I've seen, and I send like, I pre-send links and articles. And so when they mention, oh yeah, so I actually took a peek at all the like links you sent me, stuff like that. I just think it's that extra step of like, oh yeah, I took the time to get to know your company a bit more.
Right.
I guess like my question would be like, why wouldn't you research the company? Because I'm going to be honest, there was a point when I was just applying for the sake of applying.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that time when it became so bad and I was just applying to apply, and then it hit me. I was like, oh my God, I have this interview set with this company, but do I even want to work here? Like, would working at this company be any better than my current company that I'm trying to escape? Like, I want to make sure that the next place I'm working for is fun, that I truly align with what the company's doing. And I felt like for a while that kind of sounded cliche, like, oh, aligning yourself with the mission. Like, do you believe in like the values? But companies that really care about the mission and values will not just talk about it, but will actually implement it in the certain things that they do internally and externally.
Right, because that's something that you had seen at your last company was they would talk about certain values and then they wouldn't actually.
Yeah. Well, I guess the hardest thing that I experienced was if anybody had like a problem with other people not behaving or like living out the values of the company, they would come to my boss's boss. But what if I'm having an issue with this person? Who am I going to go to, you know, to say that this person is not, the one who preaches the culture isn't really behaving that way. So anyways, I don't want to talk about bad juju here.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, so I would say researching the company is crucial.
How should I bring it up? How should I bring up that like I researched the company though?
I feel like I've been pretty, like when I was an interviewee, I think I've been pretty creative with the ways that I would bring it up.
Okay.
It's almost like a humble brag.
Oh.
But I remember in my first big girl job, the website was hideous. Like it was so hard to navigate. Like they definitely need to hire a new like UI UX designer because it was like horrendous.
Yeah.
But I found their values page.
You found it.
Yeah, I finally found it. And there were like 4 or 5 values and one of them was clockwork building.
Okay.
And like, right, if someone just says that to you, you're like, what is
the
that?
heck is that?
Yeah, because like the other one was like excellence and stuff like that, right? You have to be excellent.
You have to be excellent. Yeah.
So I read it and it's not like, I'm sure there was a little, like a brief description of it, but it wasn't like, I don't think you could really understand what it meant.
Right.
So when they asked me if I had any questions, it was like, oh, so I took a look at the values and I saw that one of them was clockwork building, but what does that really mean? And I think it would be a very bad look if the interviewers did not explain their company value.
Yeah.
But I think that shows, okay, this person took the time to look at the company website.
Yeah.
But also, I think I also like to ask, or companies nowadays have a very big, I don't remember the exact term, but it's like something like social responsibility.
Yes.
Right? Where they either donate to a certain organization or they partake in events for this organization and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or like, like I think Snapchat has a really big,
like philanthropic.
Philanthropic aspect and stuff like that and community giving. So I think just asking questions about the programs that the company is a part of is always really good too.
Oh.
And obviously clearly shows that you looked into what the company's interests are and what they do. Like for example, on Snapchat's page, I just remember it because their website is really nice actually.
Yeah.
It shows like all the different employee resource groups.
Oh.
And if you ask me personally, I don't really know how I feel about resource groups because I think in a way it could be a little exclusive. Like I know it's meant to be inclusive, but I feel like in a way it could be exclusive.
Yes.
So we could talk about that another time. But they have a lot of those to try to allow people to like be in the safe space of like wanting to get to know whatever group they want to join.
Right.
So stuff like that. I'll ask like, so what like ERGs are you a part of?
An employee resource group.
Yeah. Or like, what was your favorite culture event like at the company? Like I read that you guys are, really into giving back to your employees and, caring for the employees' like mental health. Like in what ways has your company like cared for your mental health? Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like the perks that they talk about, I think it's always good to ask the interviewer, so in what ways have you experienced it?
Oh, right. So again, bringing it back to having them talk about themselves.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But then also you're getting answers as well to see if the actions align with the actual values that they state.
And if it's like, I think if it's a good interaction, you can like bring it back to yourself too after they say that.
Right.
Yeah, so that aspect is so important to me because for my next role, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z, right? Or this part intrigued me a lot. I would like to learn more about X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
Like it doesn't need to be like, I'm sure these are like 30-45 minute conversation. And this is like, I'm talking about the recruiter screen part, you guys. Like the hiring manager conversations, the panel interviews might be a bit more technical.
Right.
But at least in the recruiter screen, and I think you can make it more personable.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I always feel like it's a little bit more casual. And then I'm always like freaked out that it's a bit more casual because I'm like, wait, what was that? And so... I didn't even know it was supposed to be kind of like that.
I don't know. I think every recruiter is so different.
Yeah.
Every recruiter is so different.
That's true. That's
all I can say.
Yeah.
So you know me, I'm always like, everything happens for a reason. So the interviewer that you end up with, the recruiter you end up with for that particular role. Because imagine if you and I were both interviewing, let's say for Pinterest.
Right.
Let's say same role. I mean, if it's the same role, I'm assuming it's going to be the same recruiter. But let's say like we were different roles and you had a different recruiter, I had a different recruiter. It could be a completely different experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just kind of depends, you know? I think everything happens for a reason, and who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
Luck of the draw almost.
I really think it is.
Yeah.
I
that
really
makes
think
sense.
so. Yeah.
Okay. And I think one of the trickiest interview questions that I still have not been able to like kind of like figure out the right answer to is, what are your weaknesses? Or like, what is your biggest weakness? Like how am I supposed to answer that?
That is a good question. I have no idea. I almost feel like on TikTok, there was a time, so when I was looking for a job, I swear my entire For You page was just like interview tips and stuff like that.
Right.
So many. I feel like, and it's been so overplayed almost that you need. So, okay. So the quote, air quote, right answer is to choose a weakness that is a strength.
So like,
right?
Oh, I'm a perfectionist. And so I just like spend a lot of time like getting things done.
Yeah. I'm so detail oriented. I need things to be perfect before they proceed. And so it does take me a little longer.
Like that is such a cop out answer, right?
Yeah. But I will say like, if you do give me a real weakness, it might be concerning. It might be concerning. Like for a weakness, I'm a social butterfly. So that tells me that you have a good personality and that you're very, personable with many people. But what if you can't get your job done because you're so busy talking all the time?
Right.
Stuff like that. Like what if you are a distraction to the other employees?
I have, it's funny because like I said earlier, right, how like I've taken interviews as kind of just like practice and tests. So one of the practice like answers that I've given is like, I can't finish things. I was like, I have a really I'm really good at starting projects, but I'm really bad at not finishing things. And then obviously I didn't get the job, and they were just like,
I didn't get the job. Okay.
And then obviously they were like, oh.
Yeah. So it's so weird because I'm sure that recruiter was like, I cannot believe she just said that. Like, does she want the job? Right? So it's weird, but it's like you're being like,
honest.
Yeah, like you don't want to. I think you can fluff a little, and like we talked about white lies,
right?
But you don't want to hire somebody who's like so fake and just presented themselves as somebody they are completely the opposite of.
Exactly.
And so this truly is a big weakness. But I think maybe like the right answer would be, okay, I don't know if I've ever shared this on anyone. I think I used this before as a weakness. I tend to lead a lot. And I think, this is not how I said it. I don't remember how I said it, but it was essentially something like I've noticed in like high school, for example, and high school was a long time ago, was like my dominance doesn't allow others to share their opinions.
Oh.
So I remember in one of my like early, maybe for like my internship, I think I use that as my weakness.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like I think I'm doing so well as the leader, but almost like my overpowering personality like would make others feel like they couldn't share or they couldn't say anything.
Right. That makes sense. Like that. Okay.
So
yeah, I think that's a true, like that one doesn't seem like a cop-out answer.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? What about if I was to say like, I'm not a very confrontational person.
Yeah.
And so because
recruiters will sometimes ask, what type of communicator are you?
Right.
One time I didn't get a role at a club, like not like club, like dancing club, like a school college club, like a college. To be honest, it was the Korean club. And the Korean club, I did not get the role because I said I was confrontational.
Oh.
And she was like, "That's a big yikes."
A big yikes.
But
it's like, would you rather somebody? Because like I think it's just different.
Yeah.
The way that people communicate.
And I think people struggled with that question a lot. Was what's your communication style? Because don't you think it's a tricky question?
No, because like I'm like conflict avoidant. Like I just like won't bring things up.
Yeah.
Even if there's an issue, I'll just like kind of like.
But I think that would be a great answer for if somebody were to ever ask you like, okay, when's a time you received like negative feedback from your boss and how did you react to it?
Oh, interesting.
I think that would be a good.
Okay.
Because that's like a behavioral question,
Right.
So I would say if you had to prepare for questions like that would be like, what's your communication style or what do you prefer, right? Like I would honestly say, if I was bothered by something, I don't think I'm normally the type to say it right away, but if it were to happen a couple more times, I would not be afraid to bring it up to my boss.
Right.
Or, you know, if it's like a coworker, I would not be afraid to bring it to my coworker first, and like stuff like that.
Right.
It's just, I think the recruiters are just trying to pick your brain on just like who you are. Almost, who you are.
Yeah.
So, that weakness question is interesting.
Yeah, which is why I had to take a practice interview.
Yeah, and said, I tend to not finish things.
Dude, it was just a test. I was just trying to, like, I didn't know what to freaking answer. I was sick of being like, I'm a perfectionist. I'm type A, because it's such a cop-out answer.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, so
I want to think of like another one.
I know.
A weakness.
Like, you can't say I'm not organized. I'm not a great communicator. I'm not detail-oriented. Like, you can't say any of that.
Ooh, maybe a good week. This is kind of a cop-out, but not as a common cop-out.
Okay.
I tend to get flustered when there are multiple tasks and I can't prioritize. Oh. What about that? And an example, and it's always good to give examples, right? Maybe I'm saying this because it happens to me. Like, so many things come your way that you're working on a bigger project.
Right.
But then there's like an email that you can respond to and it only takes like 2 minutes, but you have 5 of those small 2-minute emails. So then you end up not having time to work on the project because you're doing all these little things on the side first.
Right.
Is that like not a good weakness? Then you always end it as a positive. But then that's when I realized it's not really about the time management. It's about the prioritization of my work.
Oh.
What about that?
Okay, end it with a realization.
Yeah. You always have to, I feel like, you know, your weakness can be whatever, but I think you need to end it with the positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, like I have anger management issues, but I started taking
therapy.
Yeah, and it's really helped me like dramatically, and
awesome.
I'm a better person now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And I guess just my last tip would be to always have questions.
Oh, like at the end of the interview.
Yeah. I think that's also, maybe it's not, maybe you didn't know, but you should ask questions. The caliber of questions, like the more creative and more personal it is to the actual industry and the company, the better.
Okay.
If you can't think of any, and let's say the recruiter was so good that they did answer all the questions you initially had.
Right.
I still ask a question.
Can you give us an example of a good question?
I can't give you a specific one because each company is so different, right?
Right.
But if you're working for a company with like a major like mobile product,
okay,
I would just say like something product related.
Okay.
If you are going to touch upon the product related, or if the company had recent PR in terms of their board or in terms of what they're doing, in terms of like a launch or like once again a product, I would definitely like bring that up and ask questions about that. Like for example, like Bob Iger, the ex-CEO of Disney, joined our board of directors about like a month ago. And so people like, you can like, that's old news now, but you could ask like, wow, that's so cool. Like who else sits on your board of directors? Or something about like, how were you guys connected and like how did he decide to want to join Genies?
Right.
Stuff like that.
Right.
Like a more in-depth question about something that's going on in the company.
Oh, interesting.
I think would be a good question. But like I said, if the recruiter has already answered all those types of questions, I think always ending it with like, what is the interview process like moving forward? Like what can I expect in terms of next steps would be a good question. Yeah.
Okay.
That would just, if you really can't think of one, I would say that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like something that shows interest.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're eager to want to be a part of the next steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for that little interview, Julie. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok at bulgogi.podcast, on Twitter at bulgogipodcast, me on Instagram at HANAKATTT,
and me on TikTok at BEJULIFIED.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your... Guys, the camera died. We're just gonna, you know what?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much
faces.
For supporting us. Please go ahead and share this with your friends. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yes. Bye. 1, 2, 3. Woo.